All right, guys, it's Cutlass. Happy Sunday fun day. We're enjoying our morning coffee. It's still early. And let's see. The race that my buddy was going to run this car in got canceled. He may still run it, possibly next weekend. But he's trying to get a fix on the other car they got. So may not get raced, but I may actually go out and race at another track and just run the street class with this just for seat time because, well, why the hell not? It runs good, it drives good, it runs 14s, and seat time is everything, whether it's a slow car or a fast car, and it's a lot cheaper to run this car because I don't have to tow it. I just drive it there and run and come back. So and yesterday we put the car on the scales, and old Betsy ain't as heavy as you'd think. Even after the 8-point work and everything, it weighs 3170 without me in it, and we left the exhaust on. You're supposed to completely have it in race mode, but you figure the exhaust might be like an extra 40 pounds. All right, no big deal. But with me in it, it weighed 3394 with a full fuel cell. So 3394, that's still pretty light for the car. It's it's a GMA body. These cars were about 4,000 pounds fully loaded new. And I'm pretty proud that even after adding the cage and everything, the car is still relatively light. And now that we have accurate numbers and the mile an hour, we put it on a horsepower calculator, and it says that it's making 419-ish, 420-ish horsepower, which I always thought was, what about this engine made? The other thing we did is we actually pulled the car up on the frame machine, and we looked at our driveline angles. Our transmission to drive shaft angle is pretty good. It could be about a degree up on the transmission. Our pinion angle is actually now 2 degrees because at the racetrack, I don't know if you guys caught it in the last video, I had a pretty bad high-end vibration, and I thought maybe it was the driveline angles. So I shimmed up the cross member, and that changed my pinion angle at the drive shaft. So we are actually now at about 2 degrees of pinion angle. And then the problem with my high-end vibration is the tires are actually flat spotted pretty damn bad. Pretty bad. Which blows my mind. This car, I normally would park it on jack stands. I don't think it sat long enough on the tires for them to go flat, but apparently it did between the time I put it back on the ground because, let's see, it sat on the ground for maybe a couple of months over the winter, and then again after I got the car all done, because we had it on the cribs with the different steel wheels in the front, and we had it up on jack stands in the back, all leveled and everything and all that fun crap. So, but my vibration is the tires. You can see the flat spot. So hopefully we can roll the flat spot out of it. If not, then I guess it's new front runners, which is kind of upsetting because these are brand new. There's just a season on these. So unfortunately, I'm thinking about getting wheel adapters to put them on the front of the Pontiac and drive the Pontiac on these because I don't like driving this car in the street anymore. 1, it's a fuel pig. 2, it's got an 8-gallon fuel cell, which I don't get much miles per gallon. So really, we got rid of those 16-gallon fuel cells that I got to get the JJ. That's what we had. And, we cut that in half. So now street driving this car is really, really not ideal anymore, and I don't really want to drive it on the street, so not a big deal. But figured, I am still sleepy. I figured I would tell you guys what we had going on this weekend. We do have to get ready because we are racing again next weekend, and we are going to be racing Pro and Index. We actually had a decent start to the season. The very first opening day of the track was also the very first race day of the year for us. So I think a lot of people weren't ready. Our season did start fairly early, and it kind of maybe worked to our advantage, but we managed to go 2 rounds in each class, and we acquired enough points to be 5th in the index class, in our class, that runs that particular index, which would be street heat. And then we're 11th in pro. So not a bad start. Whew. Not a bad start to the season at all. So I guess I got to carry the momentum. I wasn't going to chase points. I was just going to go and race, and that was it. But apparently we did all right. We went in, we ran a couple rounds, and we accumulated points, and we're gonna chase it, I guess. But our main focus was going to be index, but apparently now I got suckered into running pro. So 11th in points in pro, may as well. I think I only ran pro once last year, and I managed to go like 3 rounds, and I finished like 32nd. So, but I only ran the class once last year. So I guess this year, since they're intermingling a bunch of the other classes together, we can do 2 classes. And the way that they're running them, we do have a little bit of time between rounds, especially for me with the smaller fuel cell. I have to fuel up. I got just enough time to let the car cool down. We're going to see what it does in the warmer months. I had to buy race fuel on the fly at the racetrack and didn't use it, but I'm going to save that for the hot days. We've never had detonation, but it doesn't hurt to keep the combustion chamber cooler, especially on the hot days. But yeah, it's kind of what we got going on. We scaled the car, picked a couple things. We got to get ready for our next race. Follow along. May is here already, and June is going to be right around the corner pretty much, and we're going to be doing sick week. I'm excited about that, and we're definitely going to be doing a lot of going live and probably a lot of going live. So let me know what you guys would like to see out of that. And in the meantime, I think I'm going to order an exhaust kit for this and redo the exhaust on this. And it doesn't have any leak strips or anything, so I think I may actually take this to another track and just go run street. So we'll see you guys around. Share, like, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram as Cutlass, and we will see you guys around.